Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Ricky Speaks Sport with me, your host, Ricky Hayward-Williams. Let's speak Arsenal. Let's speak about the quad. That's the talk of the town, apparently. I'm seeing this a lot online. I'm seeing, articles about Arsenal and the quadruple. And quick maths, Arsenal are still in all of the competitions that they can possibly be in. So, yeah, could they do the quad? Yes. Will they win the quad? No. Arsenal will not win the quad. I don't even think Arsenal are trying to win the quad. It is such a monumental feat to try and overcome, to try and accomplish. It's huge. And as a Liverpool fan, we've had a good run of it over the last few years, and I've seen our team be in contention for all four trophies at this point of the season. And don't get me wrong, Liverpool fans, from what I knew and from what I could see and from what I could experience, weren't talking about, not seriously anyway, weren't talking about winning the quad. You might say it, flippantly, like the way that us England fans will say it's coming home. It's that sort of thing. It's tongue in cheek. But we weren't talking about the quad seriously. I'm hearing some Arsenal fans talk about it seriously. But that being said, the reason why I don't think they'll win the quad is because they're doing so well. And they are in all of the competitions. And that does take its toll. Like, trying to fight every battle on every single front is exhausting. And it takes a lot. And we are in the business end of the season, people. But that being said, I do think Arsenal will win a trophy this season. And I don't think it's the Premier League. I genuinely don't. I think Manchester City are, seasoned. Pep Guardiola knows how to deal with the run-in. He's been here before and he's got it over the line. And, there's a core part of that team that have got it over the line as well. They've got key members that have done it before, so they know how to do it. Arsenal can't say that. I think Arsenal will win the FA Cup. And that's kind of ironic because the last trophy that Arteta won was the FA Cup. Now, a lot of people like to beat them with the stick that it wasn't Arteta's team, it was Emery's team. I genuinely don't agree with that. I think you've got the team, you're the one that has to go out there and do it, okay? Like, there are caveats and nuances to that, I understand that. But Arteta has won the FA Cup, so it would be wild if, 5-6 years down the line, if the next trophy that he wins, and the only trophy that he wins up until that point, would be the FA Cup again. But yeah, I digress. But like I said, you have to give Arsenal their flowers. They have been the best team in the Premier League this season up until this point. They have been the best team in the Champions League, in the league stage, so flowers to them. But honestly, I don't think they've got the nerve for this part of the season. I don't think they've got the nerve for the run-in. And as a fan, I especially don't think Arsenal fans have got the nerve for the run-in. Arsenal fans are rattled. Arsenal fans, if you're out there, if you're watching this, if you disagree, please let me know. But I've got a lot of friends who are Arsenal fans. The conversations that I'm hearing, it's conversations of fear, it's conversations of frustration, and it's conversations of, they're looking over their shoulder with a lot of worry. Now, bear in mind, as a Liverpool fan, I've seen my team go through this. I've seen us go for decades, a long period of time without winning the league, and, the vitriol that comes with that, the banter from other fans that comes with that. And it gets a lot. It gets on top, right? So that season when we had Brendan Rodgers at the helm, Stevie G was still playing, Suarez was there, Sturridge, Sterling. That season when we couldn't get it over the line, and obviously we know the Stevie G slip. Obviously before that we had the 3-3 with Crystal Palace after being 3-0 or 3-1 up or whatever it was. I've seen our fan base so desperate and so tense and so fearful of the whole situation that it bled onto the players. It really did translate to the players, and it really did end up contributing. It wasn't just the fans, but it did contribute to us ultimately blowing it. Now, I caveat that with Arsenal have been in the title race for the last 3 seasons. So, they've got some pedigree in doing this, and maybe this is the next step for them to get it over the line. However, I do believe that Arsenal fans are rattled, and that does rub off on the team, speaking from experience from my 13-14 season as a fan of Liverpool. So we shall see. What I will say is this: psychologically, the League Cup final against Manchester City on the 22nd of March, psychologically, if Arsenal lose this game, for me, the season's going to unravel, for me personally. Just because psychologically what that will do to this team, knowing that you're in a title fight with that same team, Man City will 100%, if they win that game, use that as rocket fuel to spur them on in the league. Arsenal will be thinking, well, maybe we can't beat them. Maybe we're not better than them. I think it will unravel in the Champions League as well, because when you lose big games like that, winning becomes a habit. Losing can also become a habit. And if you lose them big games, the doubt can set in. But what do you think? Will Arsenal win silverware this season? If so, which piece of silverware will they win? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Please don't forget as well, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.